Mindset required to be a bodybuilder. Now, this is a topic where you see, a lot on YouTube. A lot of people speak about it, and everyone has their own kind of mindset that they use. When it comes to achieving success, bodybuilding, etc. And I'm not going to really give my own mindset. But I'm going to give a mindset of more popular people like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all these other kind of people. And like the main things I pick out from there to be like a main attributor to their success. And all of them understand this one concept of the work you do is in direct proportion to the reward you will receive. Now, basically what that means is that the more work you put in, the greater the reward. Now, this does not mean that if you go do 100 sets of bench press in the gym, you will receive that direct reward, because that's not what I'm talking about. What I mean is that the actual hard work you put in, you're doing the correct workouts in the gym. You've researched, what hypertrophy is, what sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is. You've researched how to warm up correctly, how to do all the mobility drills and all kinds of different techniques when it comes to building muscle, like time under tension, drop sets, undulated periodization. That's the kind of work I'm referring to. Like, people always say, it's not about what you do in the gym, but it's what you're doing with the majority of your time outside the gym that really makes the difference. And that is somewhat true, because what you do in the gym is really, is the execution, right? But what really matters is the planning behind it, right? Because if you don't plan, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And that's the basic premise that's coming across throughout this whole mindset, is that you have to plan every single step. And all these people, preparation is a big thing. You have meal prep, all your workouts, they're planned and prepared. When you go into the gym, you know exactly what you're going to do. You're not going to go there and decide, I think I'm going to go hit some bicep curls and some tricep extension and go hit bench press. No, everything is planned out, specifically the rep scheme, the set scheme, the intensity, the rest. Everything is planned to the T, and that's important, because preparation is what actually yields that success, because preparation is something that is needed, right? Because without that preparation, success becomes a lot harder to achieve. And now what I liked about Arnold Schwarzenegger's type of thinking is that it doesn't matter how you get to the goal, right? Meaning that you do whatever it takes to get to that goal that you want to achieve. So it doesn't matter what you do to get to it. Obviously, there's some no-go zones like steroids and, other performance-enhancing drugs. But obviously, you do whatever it takes, whether that's, traveling to every single different country, working out with different kinds of bodybuilders that have already been successful. Because I know when Arnold Schwarzenegger, right, he had a problem with his calves, in the early days of his training. And he used to do calf raises, I think it was about 300 pounds to 400 pounds. And then after that, he decided, I need to grow my calves, because it's a really weak point in my physique. And whenever you look at a bodybuilder or someone, big calves are really noticeable, as it comes with abs and calves and arms, right? Those are very important aspects of a physique. So he decided to go around to South Africa to a previous winner of the Mr. Olympia, and that was Mr. Universe, sorry. Reg Park. And then when he saw his calf training, he saw Reg Park doing calf raises with 1,000 pounds, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, whoa, holy crap, you're doing 1,000-pound calf raises. Arnold Schwarzenegger has never seen this before. But you know what, he was like, oh my god, I can't do this. What kind of stress are you putting on the Achilles tendon, all this kind of stuff. But he was like, you know what, screw it. My goal is bigger calves. I don't care what I do to get there. I want my big calves. He started doing calf raises with 1,000 pounds, and he got those big calves. Obviously, when you're doing these things, you always have to make sure your safety is first. You're not doing anything to, endanger your life, like using steroids or all those other things. You always want to make sure that whatever you're doing to achieve your goals is within your moral boundaries and your principles. That's why it's good to set out, these principles that you follow and these moral set works that you kind of review every time you want to go after something, or you want to try something new. Okay, does it fit in? Yes, it does. Let's go. Let's do it. Right? And also another thing, that bodybuilders, all these kind of other successful people, they don't rely on motivation. Motivation is what they use, to get started. And they say discipline is what carries you through. That's true, right? Starting off is what I consider to be the easiest part, because you know, as you get consistent with starting things, you know, the biggest sticking point for most people is the discipline to stay consistent with whatever you're doing, you know, the continuous repetition, because it's hard to do something for a long time, because, you know, you start to get bored of it, you start to get tired, and there are those days where you're not feeling the greatest, but it's that discipline that carries you through every single day. You know, maybe one day I don't feel like going to the gym for a workout. I can't just say, no, I'm not going to go, right? You have to have that discipline, the consistency. So, you know, I'm going to go there, I'm going to give it all I got. You know, I may not hit my PR or be able to put up the same weight and reps I did the other day, but I'm going to go in there and do my best. And that's the point, it's that consistency. And we all know this, like that consistency is accumulative, meaning that all those small steps add up. You know, as Charlie Munger says, you know, it's not about getting to success in fast spurts, but it's taking the baby steps to get there. And the things with those baby steps, it's easy and it's consistent and it's repeatable, right? That's why, you know, bodybuilders like to measure out their food, track their calories. Not everyone does, but most do, or at least that's what I think. You know, everyone's different, you know, it's all different thought schools of bodybuilding, but that's another different story. You know, they like to track things. You know, I did my, you know, they know the weight they use when they go to bench press, they know how many calories they're eating, they know how much protein they're getting in every day, they measure it, right? Because those measurements are important. That aids to knowing whether they're consistent or not, and how they can repeat their success, and that's important. Now, before I start ranting on, rambling and repeating what I said, these are the kind of the important things I want you to take away. Is that, number one, it doesn't matter how you get to your goal, right? Just as long as you get there, and you need to have that will and that drive and that hunger to get there, right? And then, you know, you got to have that discipline, that consistency to get you through there, right? And that also comes into driving that hunger. You know, you need to have that discipline and hunger. Those two goes hand in hand, you know, with willpower and all those kind of things. Those are the two like main things that come in bodybuilding, and you know, everything else falls under that. So I hope you guys learned something useful. Hope you guys actually see, you know, what I kind of found out for most bodybuilders. I didn't, you know, chuck in names and people who I referenced because I thought that would take up too much time, and you know, that's kind of irrelevant information. So catch you guys next time.